Okay, well, thanks everybody for joining us today. This is Bill Zidek from AllNet, and I'm joined by Lynn from Apollo Enclosures. Today she's going to take us through the lineup and hopefully give you guys a great overview of Apollo and how to utilize the product out in the market today. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Lynn, and we'll get started.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lynn Stern, and I'm with Apollo Enclosures. And I want to first thank everyone for taking the time out of your busy days, and God knows we're so busy all the time, to at least give me a chance to show you how Apollo products are a great alternative to outdoor TV and what we do and how we do it. And at this point, our motto is kind of make any TV an outdoor TV with our enclosures. As I said, my name is Lynn Stern. I'll give you a little bit of history about me so you understand credibility of the company. I am president of Apollo Enclosures, and I have over 30 years experience in the video manufacturing. When I started with MPO Videotronics way back, it seems like very many years ago. And the company that I was with morphed into the first outdoor TV that was ever introduced into the category, and you probably all know it as Sunbright TV. So I was there when Sunbright was born and launched the first outdoor TV brand with the creator of the company. And we established that brand as the national and international standard for outdoor TVs before it was sold off to private equity and then sold again to Snap. In 2014, I founded Apollo Enclosures with the intention of revolutionizing the outdoor enclosure industry and reinventing that style or what the perception of enclosures was back in the day, being big bulky boxes. So I decided that coming from my history with outdoor TV, most of you guys, the dealers out there, were telling me that you were always proposing outdoor video to customers, and 1 person out of 10 would buy an outdoor TV, and 9 people would buy indoor TVs and put them outside. So coming from that history, I thought, well, let me see if I could design and certainly work with my partner in designing a really beautiful, sleek enclosure that would be every bit as good, if not better than, an outdoor TV. And so in 2015, I partnered with the very designer and innovator who created the outdoor TV category with Sunbright TV, and that is Larry Kaiser. So together we understand the background of what outdoor TV is. So our goal was to bring to the marketplace this beautiful enclosure at an affordable price so that if we can just get a handful of those 9 people who are putting indoor TVs outdoors, we certainly would have a great business. We wanted something that was going to look like an indoor TV, act like an outdoor TV, but be more affordable and certainly more flexible from the standpoint of technology. And our theme became, or our vision became, mastering the outdoor TV viewing experience from the inside out. Our vision meets reality when at CEDIA 2014 we did the introduction of our first 2 popular sizes, our 42 and 50-inch enclosures. And we had a nice, slim, sleek product that was very different than any enclosure that's ever been on the market before. So having it there with a Panasonic TV inside of it, you would never even know that it was an enclosure. What we did in the design, coming from the outdoor TV category, knowing what the important features that we needed to have, we have this advanced outdoor technology that starts out with making sure that we have airflow. So we had the thermostatically controlled and filtered airflow system. The 42 and the 50 had 1, our 55 and 65 have 2 fans, and our new 75 has 3. We have the powder-coated aluminum construction. We have a 3-outlet power bank that powers the fans, the TV, and 1 auxiliary that could be used for baluns, media players, just 1 extra outlet. We have Z-brackets that attach to the LED TV and give you an 1.5 inch space of storage behind the Z-brackets so that you could store extra cables and anything else environmentally inside behind the TV. You have double-sided anti-reflective safety glass, so our glass is tempered and it has AR coating on both sides, which cuts down reflectivity and increases contrast ratio. We have dual speaker grills at the bottom, which will maximize the audio from backfiring or downfiring TVs. And this way you don't have to have external audio. Of course, we have a gasketed cable cover, which protects all your wiring, and then we have tight seal technology, so when the front cover goes on and it's closed with 2 screws in the back, you're good to go and very secure. Today's product line in the last 3 years has now expanded to have 5 different models from 43. We're calling it a 43 now because they stopped making 42, so our 42 will actually fit 43s, all the way up to 75-inch. And this year we introduced our Pro line, which is a digital signage enclosure. Our standard Elite line is for residential and commercial, good for hotels and patios, hotel patios and theme parks and stadiums. But the digital signage application, we had a lot of people asking for what can we build to hold ultra high bright displays. So that became something that we took interest in, and it's available in a portrait and a landscape design. That model is a little bit different because the fan flow in here has air that pulls in and pushes out at the top, so we have 5 commercially type fans. It has all the same feature sets as our standard line, except the difference is you still have everything thermostatically controlled. You have a lot more airflow because ultra bright displays that are 2,500 to 5,000 nit are obviously very bright and very hot. So we wanted to make sure our airflow was tested to be good. We still know, instead of the only upgrade we have to this picture here is that our brackets that hold the TV are now a bracket that is similar to our new 75, which has a hanger. So at this point you can put the back panel up, get everything going, put the brackets on the TV, and then hang it onto the back panel, and that gives you the flexibility to pull it out and control your cable management, have access to the filters and to media players. But otherwise, all the other feature set, pretty much the same. An added feature on the Pro Series is that we have a 2.75-inch deep media storage compartment. You have 1.5 inches inside behind the brackets, and you have 1.25 inch outside. It screws onto the back for easy access to get to it all the time. And in our gasketed cable cover area, we do have a circle hole that is available also for hard wiring if you want to do that on digital signage projects. Sometimes they hardwire instead of having wires out. So our enclosure will allow you to do that as well. Discover and learn, and this is how we want to help our dealers to understand our product line and the features and benefits to be able to promote it to your customers. We deliver professional, high quality, and affordable. We're going to be the lowest price alternative you're going to find out there. Even if at one point we used to be 50% or more, Sunbright came out with their Veranda series. So on our regular line, that has taken down that percentage difference, but we're still going to be lower. And the best thing about what we do is we offer the option of your customer to put in whatever TV technology that they want. When you're buying an outdoor TV, as they are today, dedicated, they start out being 1 year old in technology because all of the product and parts are purchased the year before to build for the next year. Once you purchase it, kind of like buying our iPhones and the tablets that we get, the second that you buy it, within a couple of months it becomes obsolete, and we're always worrying about, okay, I wish I had waited a few more months. At Apollo, we kind of carefully track the trends in the outdoor TV industry, and we develop these products and solutions to help the customer purchase an enclosure that will last for a long time and still provide easier TV upgrades when the need arises, with the purpose of minimizing any financial outlays and providing peace from obsolescence right from the get-go. The other nice thing about it is in commercial applications, more than residential, you end up being able to have an easier service if you had to. If a TV went down, you just swap out a TV and throw another one back up into the enclosure. You're never missing an entire enclosure, having it down, waiting for repair. TVs are a lot less expensive to replace, and you'll always have the video in the area that you need it. We tried to design it with the dealers in mind, keeping it easy and easy to install, and we also offer weatherproof mounts of your choice. So what we decided to do when we started was to offer the dealers a complete package. And on the distribution side, because there are so many model mounts that we have, we wanted you to be able to select the one that you want. And sometimes people will just buy an enclosure without the mount. The only thing I can say about environmental mounts is that if you're not using them, then at some point your customer is going to have binding, rusting, dripping of rust. I know in homeowners and residential environments, they're not very happy about rust dripping on their granite, or trying to pull out their articulating arm and finding out that they won't budge because it's rust shut. So having the stainless steel hardware and articulating arms on our articulating mounts are all aircraft aluminum. They are weatherproof and just a better choice when you're going with an outdoor enclosure, so you know you have a full solution. Another thing that we did this past year to give us more credibility and safety in the market is we are the only enclosure that is now certified to ULCSA safety standards. So we went the extra mile to have our product tested so that you know that for residential it's not as important, but if you're doing commercial installations, we're finding more and more that inspectors go out there and they're wanting to be sure that the product is, that you're putting an indoor TV in an outdoor enclosure that we have been tested to be a safe product for outdoor use. And we are also set to standards IP54 for ingress protection of dust and water. The nice thing about the fact that we are the lowest cost is that when you go to your customer and you're giving them choices, it's always nice to give them choices. There are some people who just want an outdoor TV, but given a choice to do an enclosure and an indoor TV at the price point, even customers who have a lot more budget disposable, you could then sell them, you can upsell them on outdoor audio, home control. You get to sell more of what you do and your benefits of your expertise to them. And at the end of the day, it's a win-win for them because they ultimately get a beautiful TV in an enclosure and a whole lot more for the same money that they had put in their budget, which allows you also for repeat of future business if you ever needed to do upgrades, if they wanted to change it out. And maybe they want to repurpose their indoor TV and put it outside and get the newer technology indoors. You get to go out there and swap out the TVs. Our installation, we have a video on our website that will show you, and this is our smallest unit, but it's a simple, easy installation where it's just a couple of steps. Obviously, easiest for the dealers. Homeowners sometimes are a little bit challenged, but it's pretty simplistic. And we try to make it that way so that people don't feel as though it's a bigger deal dealing with two products than it is with just one. Oops, I think, nope, I'm good. Okay, why Apollo? Excuse me. We say that we're the smart choice. If you have Apollo enclosure versus the indoor TVs, other enclosures, or integrated TVs, here's some reasons why Apollo. For indoor TVs for outdoor use, there's no reason that any indoor TV should ever be installed outdoors. We all know that it's really not safe. Some people will compromise common sense for price because they think that they could just go and buy a new TV every year and then not have it equal the cost, certainly, of an outdoor TV. For an enclosure, your costing is less, but why even put yourself in the place of constantly having to replace your TVs? The landfills fill up, not a good thing. And then at some point, there's a dollar amount that you become risk adverse to doing that. When the 32-inch size we didn't do because we know that you can get a 32-inch TV out in the market for $200, $250, and you can say, okay, maybe I'll do that every year or every 2 years. But once you start getting into the $500 to $1,000 for a TV, how many times do you want to spend that much money to replace your TV? At some point, you'll just do the right thing. Every indoor TV manufacturer publishes in their manuals, do not put in wet environments, do not put outdoors. We just say, don't listen to us, listen to them. There's a liability factor for a dealer to go do that in a homeowner, in a home or even in a business if there's ever a problem. Who's liable for that? Will the insurance cover the damages when you're taking an indoor TV and putting it in a place that it wasn't meant to go, which is outdoors? So we just caution you to that for indoor TVs. When it comes to other enclosures, in what we did in reviewing our competition out there, we just wanted to be sure that our style was sleek and slim and not that big boxy style. We kept our sizes in a smaller range compared to other enclosures on the market. We are not the 30 to 40 and 50 to 60 and 60 to 70. We're not that 10 inches. We do the 4 to 5 inch range so that when you do put your TV inside of it, it will always look nice and never look like a TV in a box. And if you decided to put a 60 and a 65 inch enclosure, we also sell what we call our Modesty frame, and it's a small powder-coated aluminum frame that sits behind the glass, and it frames in the front of the TV for a smaller size TV that fits in our enclosure like a mat in a picture frame. So that at the end of the day, when you're looking at your enclosure, it still looks like an outdoor TV, and it's beautiful and big and never looking like a TV in a box. All of our features are inclusive as opposed to other enclosure companies. Sometimes if you want fans, if you want and reflective glass, if you want, you're doing plus, 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 and before you know it, it's not really as cheap as they look. So we have the complete environment. The only thing that we don't have, that we don't include with every enclosure, is our heater module, because that's not something that 90% of the people need. It's only for extreme cold, which is the -4 to, colder than -4 to, our temperature range is -4 to 122. So if it's colder than -4, a heater module might be, something that you would look into. Or if it's a very high humidity environment, then the heater module is thermostatically controlled as well and can be set for dew point levels. So it can turn the heater on and keep the inside of the enclosure free from any extreme condensation. But that is the only option to what the enclosure can provide you in feature set. For integrated TVs, what I did in this presentation is I'm kind of doing a comparison against the SunBrite TV. And SunBrite TV is a great product. I was kind of born, when it was born, so I have a special place in my heart for it. But it is an expensive option, and they do have a better, right now at this point as the brand leader, they have the lowest and the highest pricing in the industry, and the Peerless AV and the Sierra, they kind of fall in between it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a showing as to what the differences are. The quality design to protect the LED TV in an environment on SunBrite's Veranda and their Signature, they do not have anti-reflective glass. They just have your LED, your regular LED screen. So an enclosure protects the LED TV from any, anything that you want to bang, any wind, anything that's been thrown at it. You at least get your TV is protected. Our cost savings are up to 50% and more, and I'll show you that a little bit later on. The difference that you have in buying your own TV, outdoor TVs, no matter who they are, they start out with raw panels and they develop their own boards. When you're buying a TV at Best Buy or Walmart or wherever you're buying it, you get to pick whatever features that you want in your TV. You can just get the low-cost HD. You could go 4K. You can do the high dynamic range now, which is kind of like the old plasmas used to be, where they're brighter whites and blacker blacks, and that's really nice for outdoor environment. You can get the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, the Roku stick enabled. You can get any feature set that you want, which you don't get with outdoor TVs, and that's another benefit that you get by picking your own technology. And then you have the ability to upgrade it. So if you start out with an inexpensive HD and then the 4K HD comes down in cost a year or two, as they always do, you can swap out your TV whenever you want and always feel as though you're with the latest technology. Here's why Apollo. Some cost comparisons on our Elite line. There is no, I started out with the 75, which is somewhat a little unfair because SunBrite doesn't have a 75, neither does anybody else out there on an outdoor TV range. The SunBrite has the 84-inch. But our 75, which only is available, TVs are only available in 4K. Our enclosure is $20.95. I found an LG 4K for $2,200. So you have a $42.95, and even if you wanted to do a 500 nit LG 75 for $63.80, you're still at the $8,500 versus $25,000 for an 84-inch. You can put multiples of 75 in any location compared to 184. That makes the least sense for anybody to do. Besides that, a lot of our dealers, when we talked about, at one point we were thinking about releasing an 84 to kind of stay in the industry of outdoor, and most of dealers said that if they were going to do anything that big, they would just go to these new screens and projection that are for outdoor and give their customers, for the same amount of money, a far larger picture and better experience. The 65-inch you have also not available in 4K. Most of 65-inch TVs are 4K. So you have a $23.95 versus even Veranda at $34.99, and then the Signature Series at $8,000. So you're still looking at a 32 to 75% savings over outdoor TV. The 55-inch, our costing on that, based on regular HD low cost, which is not available with Sunbright, a 4K or a 700 nit, as they do in their Signature Series. Our pricing differences, again, will show you that you're going to be saving 11% to 60%. Just something to offer up to your customers and let them make the choice. 50-inch, Sunbright doesn't have a 50-inch, only in their Pro line, but in the 50-inch, we're still 39% over any of the alternatives that you have. 43-inch, you're up against, you're also at 12 to 53% savings over an outdoor TV, just by being able to pick a 4K 43-inch, a 42-inch in the anything that's in the 700 nit was only available in 42, and that's the LG. But you're still at a really good savings. Again, one of the things you just promote to your customer base and let them decide. Now, on the digital signage enclosures, what I did was I kind of paired us with, when we did our first promotions to them, because we had them installed at the Braves and also at Kings Dominion Park. They have the 55s and 65s. There is nothing in outdoor TV directly that can compare to the 65, because we have there's no 65 outdoor TV that I'm aware of. Sunbright didn't have it, and from what I can tell in research, neither does LG or Samsung in a high bright. So what we did was we took our digital signage enclosure and we paired it with an LG 2500 nit, and we have a $53.80 cost versus Sunbright TV's 2500 nit. And did I not put theirs? I think that theirs is $89.95, and it's, or $84.95, and it's $89.95 if you get it in portrait. Ours pricing is the same, and certainly TVs are the same pricing. So you're still getting a 12 to 30% benefit in going with an enclosure and a high bright option out there. Dynascan is another option, another company that we've worked with that does have high bright, but you could use whatever high bright will fit in the depth of our enclosures, and still find yourself, you're going to have the savings over any place else and get a beautiful, super high bright display that is a digital signage product. Mounting solutions. We do have right now 4 particular mounts in our line. The number 1 is only used in our 43 inches, a single arm, but the 2 through 4 is used in all of our other products except for the ceiling mount, not in the 75. But as I said before, all of our mounts are beautifully made. They're all weatherproof. They're all stainless steel hardware, and the arms are aircraft aluminum. Cost comparison, and here's another total savings. If you take the lower cost of the outdoor TVs and you pair it up with, take a Sunbright Veranda and pair it up with an articulating wall mount, you're going to pay $465 in retail for the wall mount versus our wall mount now I have 2 prices for our wall mount because the distributors can sell our mounts by themselves, or they can sell it paired with an enclosure. When we sell it paired with an enclosure, there's usually a little bit more of a benefit because you're buying it as a complete solution. If you're buying my mount to put on a sunbright, it's $219. Otherwise, with a unit, it should be $160. But no matter what, it's still a huge savings over the cost of what other outdoor mounts are in the market today. We still have a savings in giving you a weatherproof mounting solution. The accessories that we carry in our line are kind of to complete an entire, so that your solution is absolutely everything that you need. We do have custom fit dust covers, and the dust cover obviously isn't to protect the TV, but it is there just to protect the enclosure from the dirt and the dust. I know that I have one on my patio as well, and when I'm ready and whenever I have time in my crazy world to actually get outside and watch TV, I just want to pull off the cover and turn the TV on. I don't want to hose it down and squeegee it off and clean it up because just like our cars, in the outdoor environment, you get the dust and the dirt that settles, and unless you're out there every day watching it and dusting it off, it just will get dirty. So a cover just keeps that one extra step of convenience. Our Modesty frames, I kind of take a look at what they are. They're just 4 slats. They fit bottom, top, left, and right, and they just go right behind into a slot on the front bezel, and they nicely frame in the smaller TVs inside of our enclosures. We do have some custom color upgrades available. Those are special order. So we have a silver, it's in a really beautiful metallic silver, a white, and then a what we call metallic sandstone, which are the warmer colors. So those are available if your customer wants to wait 2 to 3 weeks. Typically, sometimes we have them in stock, but if not, that would be their worst case. So you can always talk to AllNet and they could order it for you. There is our heater module, and the heater module is, as you can see, thermostatically controlled, fits in the bottom of the enclosure, and the thermostat you would mount by the cable cover door so that you can get to that attenuator and change it based on your extreme cold or humidity if you needed to. And then we recently added a security kit, which is good for the wall mounts. It doesn't work on our ceiling mounts. We haven't come up with that just yet. But the security kit will actually fit into inserts on the back of our enclosures, and they're just aluminum powder-coated brackets. One goes on the TV, one goes on the wall. You push them together, use a padlock of your choice, and it keeps anybody from getting to the screws to open up the front cover or from even lifting the mount off the wall. This is some of the company that we keep. We've heard, and I don't know, these are only the things that I find out about it because we have dealers and integrators that put in these our enclosures into these different locations. So we have some really nice commercial backing for what we do, so to show credibility and the fact that we have been in a lot of places. Award-winning, it's really important to me to always make sure that we submit anything new that we do and are updating our designs. And from beginning of time, we have been an award-winning product every single year. We were super excited in 2015 that CE Pro actually said that we were one of the 15 most awesome AV applications at CEDIA. And then the Home Toys said that we were one of the best products featured at the show, and they had a whole article about it, so that was a pretty cool thing for us to see. And that's about it. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to take information. You could email me, you could call me, or you can present some questions to me now, and I'm happy to answer anything about our product line that you have so that you feel better about being able to at least offer it as a great alternative solution.
Thanks, Lynn. That was a fantastic overview of the product. Very informative.
Thank you.
If anybody has, there's no questions that have come through yet, so Lynn, you're doing a fantastic job. I certainly feel much more comfortable with the product than as we got started. So we've had some good luck with Apollo. The dealers that buy the product continue to rebuy. So I can tell you firsthand that there's a lot of happy, successful dealers out in the marketplace using your solution. Okay, well, still no questions have come through yet, so Lynn, why don't you and I hang on the phone in case anything comes up. But for the rest of you, I just want to thanks for joining, and this will conclude the session.
Thank you so much, everyone.